Have you ever felt emotionally exhausted after spending time with someone? Like every interaction steals a little bit of your peace, drains your energy, and leaves you questioning your worth? You're not alone. The truth is, toxic relationships aren't always loud. They don't always show up as screaming matches or betrayal. Sometimes they come dressed as silence, manipulation, guilt-tripping, or subtle control. But here's the good news. Walking away is easier than you think, actually. Not easy, but easier. And it doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't need to burn bridges or make grand announcements. You just need a process, a clear plan, and the courage to follow it. This isn't just about romance either. It could be a friend, a boss, a family member, or even your group chat. If you're feeling emotionally wiped out, mentally foggy, constantly second-guessing yourself, or afraid to say how you truly feel, this video is for you. By the end of this narration, you'll know exactly how to identify, step away from, and protect your energy from toxic dynamics. Without guilt, without chaos, and without losing yourself. Let's break it down step by step. Stick figure style. Part 1. Spotting toxic relationships is surprisingly simple. Here's why. Toxic relationships don't always come with warning labels. They sneak in with compliments, shared memes, laughter, and long conversations. Until one day you realize you're walking on eggshells. Let's make this super clear with an easy-to-remember checklist. If you say yes to more than 2 of these, you might be stuck in a toxic dynamic. Do you feel emotionally drained after every interaction? Do you feel like you have to perform to be accepted? Do they dismiss or minimize your feelings? Do you feel afraid or anxious to speak your truth? Do they control how you dress, speak, spend, or dream? Here's a relatable example. Alex and James have been friends since high school, but lately every time Alex shares a win, James responds with sarcasm or silence. If Alex talks about a personal struggle, James finds a way to make it about himself. Over time, Alex starts shrinking. He shares less, smiles less, doubts more. Sound familiar? The truth? It doesn't matter how long you've known them. If someone makes you feel small, uncertain, or stuck, they're not your safe space. Part 2. Guilt-free boundaries are easier than you think. Actually, setting boundaries feels scary when you're used to people-pleasing. But here's the truth. Boundaries are not walls, they're doors with locks. You decide who gets in. Here's a simple 3-step method to start setting them today. 1. Define what drains you. Example, whenever my colleague interrupts me, I lose my train of thought and feel disrespected. 2. Write a 1-sentence limit. Example, I won't tolerate constant interruptions during meetings. 3. Communicate it clearly once. Example, hey, I'd appreciate it if I could finish speaking before you jump in. It helps me stay focused. No need to over-explain, no need to apologize. When you start doing this, toxic people might push back. They're used to taking more than they give. But your peace is not up for negotiation. Remember, a boundary that makes you feel lighter afterward is one worth keeping. Part 3. Walking away isn't weak. It's surprisingly liberating. Letting go can feel like failure, but it's actually freedom. We fear the unknown. We fear being alone. We fear their reaction. But what if being alone meant breathing freely for the first time? Take Emily's story. She stayed in a 5-year relationship because her partner wasn't that bad, but she was crying herself to sleep every week, walking on eggshells every day, and slowly becoming a version of herself she didn't recognize. One day, she packed a small bag and left. Months later, she said this, I didn't realize how heavy it was until I finally set it down. Leaving doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's as soft as a quiet goodbye, a deleted number, or moving your energy elsewhere. Here's a script you can use. I care about myself enough to say this dynamic isn't working for me. I'm choosing peace, space, and healing. You don't owe them pain. You owe yourself peace. Part 4. Protecting your peace daily is simpler than you think. Here's how. Once you step out, it's time to step up. Here are 5 easy daily practices to rebuild your emotional energy. 1. Morning affirmations. Look in the mirror and say, I deserve relationships that feel safe, kind, and empowering. 2. A 5-minute morning journal. Prompt: what do I need to protect my peace today? 3. A weekly social audit. Check your recent calls, texts. Ask, who left me feeling better? Who left me drained? Adjust accordingly. 4th, daily no practice. Say no to one thing that doesn't align with your peace each day, even if it's small. 5th, movement. Walk, stretch, dance. Move your body to clear stagnant energy. Toxic relationships can live in our shoulders, stomach, and chest. Movement sets it free. Part 5. Building better relationships is easier than you've been told. Once you clear space, it's time to rebuild. Here's a surprise: great relationships aren't perfect. They're just healthy. They include these 4 things: mutual respect, safe communication, shared accountability, space to grow. Stick figure example. Sam and Dee argue sometimes, but every argument ends in understanding, not punishment. They celebrate each other's wins. They listen. They support each other's goals, even if they don't fully understand them. That's what peace looks like. If you're starting over, start small. One kind friend, one honest conversation, one new boundary. You'll be surprised how quickly your world starts to feel different. Conclusion: letting go is the beginning of letting in. The biggest lie toxic relationships tell you is, you can't do better. The truth: you can do beautifully better. You can protect your peace, build your confidence, find real connection, heal, grow, and even smile again. Your time, energy, and emotions are too expensive to spend on people who leave you empty. Start today. Draw the line. Say the number. Walk away. And then watch how light your life becomes. Because quitting toxic relationships isn't the end. It's the beginning of everything good.